Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. And this episode, I have one of you joining me, and Joanne has called in. Hey Joanne, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm really
Thanks
good.
for being on. I so appreciate it. Where are you calling from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. So great. So where are you in your money story, your money journey? What process are you in?
I'm on baby step 2, and I only have my car to pay off.
Amazing. So how much left?
Oh, a lot. $25,000.
Okay. How much have you paid off?
About 10.
Oh, amazing.
So,
You're doing it.
Yeah. I'm just making little extra payments every month and doing, throwing as much as I can on it. It's fun. It's really fun.
Oh, that's amazing. So what made you start that? I'm just curious, this whole journey of getting out of debt.
I went through a divorce, which was, that's fine. And I had always wanted to follow y'all's plan and do that. And didn't have a spouse that really, he could talk it, but didn't want to do the work. So when I was single, I decided I'm going to try to do the work of this. And so I've been doing it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many single moms out there that, look for that inspiration of, hey, I want to do this. And it's hard.
It's
for anyone, but I think especially for a single parent, I'm like, you have so much responsibility on you. So the fact that you took a step out there in that direction and starting the process is just amazing. So I applaud you for that. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your specific question for today?
Well, we had a will together, and now I need a new one. And he had a grant through his work, and so we were able to get a will for free and all. It was nice. And I called the same company and I said, "Hey, I just want to update it. Like, I'm thinking, just pull up my file, change a few words, and I'll pay you $100 or something." And they said it was going to be about $3,000.
Oh my goodness!
And I was like, to recreate something you basically already have. With all my information, all the things I want, just take his, I was shocked. So I'm on your Facebook group, and so I asked, I'm like, I need a will that's not $3,000.
Yes. Can I ask, do you have a complicated estate? Do you feel like?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So when it comes to wills, everyone just needs a state-specific will, and there are companies out there that you can even just do it online. And they're so simple. Mama Bear Legal Forms is a company that we love, and it's like $129.
Gosh.
So yes. So there are definitely more cost-effective ways than $3,000. Now, again, if someone has a really complicated money situation, you got to have attorneys in place, and you're doing estate planning, all of that, then that's a different story. But yeah, for a basic will of guardianship of your kids, where your assets go, your property, all of that, yes, there are so many options out there. Again, I love Mama Bear Legal Forms. They're a company that we've talked about on the show before because it's inexpensive relative to $3,000. And it gets what you need taken care of. Absolutely. So tell me this, Joanne, because some people watching, they don't have a will. They don't really think about it. What has caused you to be like, no, like what caused you in the first place to do it? And what's causing you to say, okay, I need to update this? Because I think this is a really important, great conversation.
Oh, yeah. We had never had one, and we have 4 children that are adults. And so the whole time with them growing up, we never had one, which was not good, but now, but we have a 13-year-old. So at the time he was maybe 10 or 11 when we finally did a will. I'm like, because he was the only one at home, and I was really worried. It was more the guardianship part. Like, what if we went, out to dinner or on an airplane without him, and we, there was an accident or something. Like,
absolutely.
I was concerned about something being in writing to protect my kid. That was the most important. And so now that I'm divorced, he's still on my paperwork for if I go to the hospital, I want my mom or, somebody else.
Yes.
So now I just want to update it. And I just really thought it would be easy, but it wasn't. So I still want to, now that I have my own assets and, my own money and everything, I want to make sure that my wishes exclusively are taken care of. So I just think it's a wise, grown up thing to do. It took me a while to do it, but now I just want to make sure I have it correct for me in my new situation.
Absolutely. Oh, well, and again, I applaud you for that because, it's all these elements of life, like you said, the grown-up thing to do, right? There's all these things in life that you're like, oh, I know I need to do this, but it's time-consuming, or I don't even want to think about it. Some people, it's just like this avoidance of the inevitable that they're like, oh, it's too scary to even go down that route. But for I just feel it from you just talking to you. I'm like, there's just this level of like confidence with you of taking care and being proactive with your life that I think is absolutely amazing. And this conversation of even just doing your will, and you're like, yeah, I need to void that old one and I need to start over. And what does that look like?
Right.
There's just a level of you starting the story of your life, and this being obviously a very small part. A will is a very small part of your story, but it's an element and a representation, I think, that you really have. You've kind of taken the reins of your life. Do you feel that? I don't. We've only just met, but I'm like, I just get so much from that.
I've made a lot of changes in the past year that I've been a single mom, and I do. I feel like, oh, I'm finally in control of myself and my life and my goals, and it's really nice. So I think a will is very important. I have wanted to do one for 20 years, but but now that I'm in charge of my own life, I can do what I want, and I want to update my will.
Oh, well, amazing. I'm so sorry for what you walked through with the divorce and all of that, but on this side of it, again, I'm so encouraged by taking reins of the decisions in your life, and you're doing it, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot real quick before we get off, because the single parents out there watching.
Okay.
Again, I have such a heart for, moms, because I'm a mom, so I just naturally gravitate towards moms more than dads, but the dads out there too that are single dads.
True.
What encouragement for the single parents out there do you have to even start this process, whether it is, hey, I need to do something like a will, and that's kind of scary and intimidating,
right?
To, I need to do a budget, or I need to get out of debt, these things. Like what encouragement do you have for people that they can do this? Single parents, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's a lot of work, but they can do it.
They can. It is very hard. You have to join Rachel's Facebook group.
I did not tell her to say that, people.
No, it's been so helpful. The baby steps, I use the Every Dollar app. It's so great. The baby steps are so helpful. Shopping at Aldi's. All the little tips that I'm like, I can feed my kids steak every couple times a month because I shop at Aldi's. Little things like that make such a difference. And having a budget and the Every Dollar app and just following your plan, just knowing where all your money goes, it's so shocking. I did your 15-day challenge, 15 days to find
the 14-day money finder. Yes.
That was really I knew a lot of it already, but that was so helpful. So I think the biggest thing is just to make a decision and just start. And it feels overwhelming, but if you just start, and you're going to mess up, and then you start again, and you're going to mess up, and it's okay, and you start again. And then I had my son, he's 13, and he did the middle school, we homeschool, so he did the middle school financial curriculum. And so he has some money in savings, and he also has a 529. So I asked him, I'm like, do you want to move some of your money from savings to your 529? And he said, I need my $500 emergency fund. Don't touch that. So getting your kids on board and educating them as you're doing it. I'm very open with him, and we aren't going to buy that because I only have this much to spend. And so we're going to eat this week, or, whatever. He's really on board with involve your kids. It's got to be a family thing as a single. So he's like my accountability person, and he enjoys it. So you can do it. All those single parents, you can do it. It's hard. It's so hard, but you can do it. And it might take longer than people that are married, but it's okay. Who cares if it takes you a whole year to save up your $1,000 emergency fund? You did it. At the end of the year, you can be like, I did it, and be proud of yourself. So, yeah. Baby steps.
Absolutely. Joanne, you're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. I think everything you said, I'm like, yes, so spot on. But I think the ultimate is, like you said, you have to start. You have to make this, and you're going to mess up too. I love that. Your grace. Everyone out there.
Yes.
Give yourself grace. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect at it. There's going to be good months. There's going to be bad months. But the idea is that you're continuing just to move forward, even if it's 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, right? That forward progress is so key, and it helps you keep going, that momentum. So I feel it from you, Joanne. I'm so proud of you. What an amazing amazing woman you are and mom. And so I cheer you on, and I cannot wait for your debt-free scream.
I know,
After
me too.
that $25,000 is paid off, I'm cheering you on.
Yes, me too. I cannot wait.
So great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. I think it's so encouraging, absolutely encouraging.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And anyone out there, if you have a question, you can go on any of my social media channels from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Ask your question, and maybe you can be a guest on the show like Joanne. And so remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.